the first
Okay.
question I'm going to go ahead and start off with is as far as for doxing goes, whether it be you, anybody
Yeah.
else that's associated with the project, are you guys doxed? And if you are, where is the proof of the doxing?
Okay. So what I would say is the reason why you want to know if a developer is doxed is because you want to know if the protocol is secure from things like rug pulling, etc. I I've already touched on this a bit. The liquidity is 100% decentralized and 100% locked. Now, I feel like in DeFi, the best possible case scenario is it's a developer who isn't doxed, but is under a pseudonym that they've used in the space and have built up a reputation over a very long time. I've been working in crypto as an advisor and a developer for a decade now, since 2012. I got involved working with a Bitcoin payment portal on a sports book all the way back in 2012. I've been working as a developer and advisor on other people's projects, for over a decade. I started developing my own projects just a couple years ago, but
Okay.
I've done multi-million-dollar raises. I've handled the development and pre-sale raises for some of the biggest projects in the space. Trust Swap, Mahadao, Rio, Legacy, Block Clout. I could list dozens of projects that I've either worked as a technical advisor for or I've handled their raises.
So,
This is
question
all
on that.
documented.
Yeah, the documentations as far as the projects that you've worked on, anybody that's watching that
Yeah,
might be like, because there's obviously going to be a core group of people out there that are in the crypto space, and that's one of their things that they look at a project. They're like, oh, do they have an audit? Or is a team docs? Do they have an LLC? It's kind
yeah,
of like a checklist of things. So in your
yeah.
circumstance, you feel that it's more favorable that as a developer that you're not doxed. However, you have credibility based on a history of projects that you've done. So as far as for where those documentations are, how can people look that up to find that information? Where can they go?
Okay. So every raise I've ever been a part of, handling for other projects, we handle them on my Discord server. And whenever anybody made a contribution to these raises, they needed to put the amount they contributed plus the transaction hash in a post on the Discord server in a specific channel dedicated to the fundraise of that project. And every single project I've done a raise or handled their project as a technical advisor, there's a discussion channel and then a separate fundraising channel. And all of that is documented there where people can look at what every single person contributed. They can then look at the transaction hash because they have to post what they contributed as well as the transaction hash. They
Okay.
can look at it on chain to verify that this capital was contributed and that these people got the tokens that they were supposed to get and the capital that was sent in went to the developers they were supposed to go to. And this is dozens and dozens of projects, some of the biggest projects in the space. And then on top of that, I believe that due to the current regulations and the changes in regulation in DeFi, having a completely doxed developer is actually something that can inhibit the growth of a project
Hmm.
because then you're subject to localized regulation and potential future laws that could be attempted to be applied on you because of your location and your role in the project, and that can be used as an attack vector to try to take down the project.
I
But
see.
if a developer remains pseudo anonymous, so using a name that has a built up track record, going back a decade in my case, that it's proven, and I have projects that
10
are
years.
2 years old. Yeah, yeah. Well, I've developed projects. I've been working on projects going back a decade, but I have projects that I listed under my own name, such as Reap, the first project I developed under my own name. When I say under my own name, I mean me as the lead developer with essentially no team. Um, Reap just hit all time highs. It's 2 years old. Just hit all time highs last week. something like 14,000x from the listing price.
Wow.
And this is because I continue to develop. When I launch a new project, it's always with how is this going to add to the existing ecosystem and raise all ships. And that's why when I launch new projects, all my projects pump. It's because I look at it as one large ecosystem. And people that are investors in my older projects have confidence in staying in those projects because they know I don't just move on to the next one. I continue to build the ecosystem as a whole.
And you
right?
said
so there's that.
You said that your Discord, people can go to the Discord to find all this information out. Where would they be able to find the link to your Discord? Where's the easiest place?
If they go to the Telegram chat and type /Discord, the bot will just post a link. It will, it's automated.
Okay.
So they just go to Drip Community. That's the name of the Telegram group, or go to Drip.community community, and you'll find the Telegram link right on the website. And join the group, hit /Discord, and you'll get a link to the Discord. The Discord is awesome. Like 6 or 7 years old, right? So there's a ton of history in there, and people can see what I was doing before I started launching my own projects. I was working on other people's projects, essentially.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's a lot of people in the community that have been around since then, too. If people look hard enough, and they can ask them questions, too, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so some of my moderators, like Stonecutter, he's been with me for 6+ years. And he's invested in my current projects. He's an active admin. People, that's something rare in crypto. You rarely have a community that's 6 years old where the people that got in 6 years ago are just as active today as they was, or more active today than they were 6 years ago. And that shows that we are building sustainable projects and continuing to develop the ecosystem.
Yeah, especially with you as a developer, the fact that you've remained anonymous for 6 years. And you have a group of people, not one, you have multiple people who can back you up on these other projects and their involvements. And you said that, you got all the track records documented through the blockchain with those projects, and the history is all convenient in one resource, the Discord, for people to go through. Plus you got the Telegram group. So I want to go ahead and move on to the next question, unless you had one more thing you wanted to add real quick.
Yeah, real quick. On top of this, and I would say more importantly than anything, the key protocols of my projects are built in a way that they're extremely trustless and extremely decentralized. So there's only so much centralized control that I would have to do something that could negatively affect the project. So that removes a lot of the need for a type of doxing. And we all know there's been exchange owners in Canada that they're citizens of Canada, their pictures all over the exchange, and then, due to the centralized nature of their exchange, they're able to take everybody's money and run to China. They're willing to take the reputational hit once that pot gets big enough, and they're willing to take the risk of stealing and going to China. But we don't have this kind of centralized control where it doesn't matter how big the pot gets. I can't take it because I don't have control over it. So this is extremely important. And then just one more small thing. Some of the marketers that we've worked with, such as Dex Tools and some of the other major platforms that allow for paid marketing, require a KYC. And because of this, we have used third parties to do KYCs of some of the members of our team. But the way that these KYCs work is with third parties, where the private information is never shared with whoever is requiring the KYC. It essentially is given to the third party that does the KYC. That third party then destroys that private information and just alerts whoever was requiring the KYC that, yes, they did a KYC. And that's it, essentially. So, so there has been some partial doxing specifically for marketing reasons, but that's been that information was never made public. It was destroyed, and I wasn't the one that actually got doxed as well. Members of my team did.
Okay, so there were instances through the projects in the history. People could technically go and track to see which of these exchanges it got listed on and everything. But in the end, once it was validated, once you were doxed, these members, well, not you, but the members were doxed, and it was made clear who it is and everything looked okay, that project got pushed through. Those projects still exist. They haven't been rug pulled. Am I correct?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You can go to Rugdock, look at the Manor Farm, and you can see right on our Rugdock review. It says KYC team.
Okay.
That's yeah. So there's proof
Okay.
right on Rugdock's a trusted third party. I believe they're a trusted third party, and you can see proof right there.